Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my video analysis for the gold and silver market. My name is JR. Today is Wednesday, July 13th, 3:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Quick analysis is going to be a turbo analysis. We're going to look at the gold and silver charts. We're going to look at monthly, weekly, and daily charts. So again, we should get this done in about 5 to 7 minutes. So monthly chart here, beautiful big candles here and here. For gold, this is the monthly chart. The monthly chart has finally turned bullish. Actually turned bullish, I would probably say back about 2 or 3 months ago when we surpassed this level here of resistance and this level here of resistance. The way I always look at these levels is, remember, in order for me to determine whether this is an uptrend or a downtrend, I have to take out two of the opposite, right? So here's a level of resistance here, right? And here's another level of resistance right over here. We took 1, 2, and now we've also taken this one out. This is a very strong bull market. I think the market is going to go much higher. We might see some volatility, might see a move up to 1400, come back down at, let's say, 13, and then continue to go higher. Ultimately, everything should be traded against this low here, 1200. Why? Because, again, this is where the second part of this rally started, right? So again, at this point, it's just really managing properly, but a lot of potential to make a tremendous amount of money here. This is the beginning of a bull trend. I'm sorry, this is the beginning of a bull market, and a lot of upside, a lot of upside. We've also been looking at the M2. The M2 is the amount of money in circulation, and that has been steadily rising, and within the last couple of months has really gone exponential almost. So again, I think this is gold also hinting that inflation is coming, and inflation is coming hard. So make sure you're protected. So again, let's get to the analysis. Broke 3 levels of resistance. We are now technically in a bull market. The monthly chart looks really nice. The weekly chart looks awesome as well. Okay, here are your lows. You have a low. You have your low. You have your high. You have another low, and so far this is looks like it's a high, but again, it can continue to go higher and create that high. But as of now, really what I'm looking at is, let's clean this up. So really right now what I'm looking at is I'm looking at possibly coming down over here. Okay, everything should be traded against this low here though. Okay, so all your trades should be traded against this low here, roughly around 1199, or let's just call it 1200. So any move down here, you want to trade it against this level here, hopefully to make higher highs, right? So again, we are in a bull market on the monthly, on the day, on the weekly, and on the daily as well. This is your low here. What do you have? You have another high. Okay, this created another high higher than this one. Then we created another low. We created a high, and now we've created another low and a high. So again, if you want to do a short-term trade, I would probably trade it against probably around this this level here. Okay, so when the market comes down to this level here, you want to buy, and you want to look for, you might want to trade it against this one. Again, this is a shorter term trade. Ultimately, on a longer term trade, you want to trade it against this level here. But again, this has technically formed a new high, so we can take this as a low. Now we could see a move like this, right, where the market comes down over here, right? So again, technically it'll go a little bit lower, but ultimately this has created another high, so this counts as a low. But again, I'm going to be a little bit broad here, and I'm going to give it some room to breathe. If it goes down, I'll probably put my stop loss below this trend line here on the shorter term time frame, on the shorter term trades. But ultimately it looks very robust, definitely in a nice uptrend. So I would look to test this trend line here and continue to create higher highs above this level here, the 1375. A fall below this trend line could come back and retest this level here. Again, if we're looking at the technicals, we shouldn't technically fall below 1199. If we do, then this could have been a false breakout, and it's probably going to come down here pretty hard. But I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting all dips to be very well supported. Again, we are looking at a long-term at a long-term trend line here, right? So big candle here. If this week finishes off with this big candle, you know, again, then chances are this isn't gonna go back to this level here, to this 1300, let's say 1280, between 1280 and 1300. And that's where we're looking to find support, and then we continue to go higher. Who knows, because of this trend line here, this is a very long-term trend line, we might even see a move down even lower, but technically we should not fall below this level here. So again, you want to trade everything around 1200, against 1200. Let's look at silver. Okay, silver on the shorter term time frames building some nice patterns, but let's look at the longer term chart. Let's look at the monthly chart again. I talked about silver also not going above the different levels of resistance. Finally broke above that level, and we have a very nice bull candle here so far on the monthly, but the month just started. I'm thinking that the silver is going to probably test the $22 to $23 range. On my last video, it's funny because on my last video we were testing this level here. So we were in this level. I anticipated the market to come back down around this level here and then move up, and I actually said that definitely by the year by year's end I'd see a test of $20, and by year's end it turned out 3 or 4 days later the market just shot up, and we actually tested 21 was the high, 21.11 or 21.10 was the high. Huge move for silver. So again, really nice chart here for silver. You can see silver's carving out the bottom here, right? You can see this is the carve. So we go down, we don't spend too much time there, and so we go down, we spend some time over here, and now we're in the process of moving up. So I would expect the market a move maybe like this, come back down to this level here, and then continue to go higher. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but on the monthly chart has surpassed 2 levels of resistance. There's 1, there's 2. This is kind of together, so I'm going to count this as 1 as well. So not 3 like gold, but 2. Technically bull market, the low right here, and this is another low here, right? So this will be your first low, right? This will be your high, and this will be another low. So you want to trade everything against the around 1875. So any buys, you want to trade it against 1875. I don't anticipate the market to come back down. I anticipate the market to continue to go up from here, and only up, right? The weekly chart looks a bit more clear, right? So there's your level. You got a big move. We were down here for quite some time. We were down here from since 2015, since July of 2015. Traded under this level here, under this 1550 level. Broke above one time. That was a good effort, but it didn't make it. Another effort, and of course the more times we test a level, the more likely it is that we break it. Finally broke through that level, and not only did we break it, but we destroyed that level. I mean, silver, again, when it moves, it runs. And it's a great thing to see silver move again, because I'll tell you, after 4 years of a bear market, gee whiz, how much can anyone take, right? But obviously we stuck to the fundamentals, we stuck to the technicals, and we understand the way this fiat system works. And it's at the end of the day, it's just math, and a fiat system always ends with inflation. And on my next video, I'll post Alan Greenspan. They just interviewed him, and he says the same thing. It's funny because a lot of the things that he says is contradictory to what he did while he was the chairman of the Federal Reserve. But so as of now, this is what we have. Silver, you might find some support over here. So we might, I don't think we'll see that just yet, but we might see a move back here and then continue to go higher. Again, as you can see, the moves are really big, so we're going to see a lot of volatility here for silver. We could see something like this, or we could even see something like this. Again, we can even see something a little bit lower, but as of now, we want to trade everything against this low, right? This is the low. This is our most important low now. Why? Because this is where the serious rally began. We have another low here. You got a big move to the upside, right? So this level, but again, technically, you have you're looking for that sequence of higher lows and higher highs, right? So this is your low, this is your low, this is your high, this is your low, this is your high, and so far this is your low. So any move to the downside, you want to trade it against this level here. And again, that's more of a longer term trade. These are more longer term trades, right? Let's get to the shorter term trades and see if we still have any momentum. You can see that the daily chart, you have a very nice candle here. This is an outside candle. So this green candle, the high is higher than this red candle, and the low is lower than this red candle also, right? So this is an outside candle. Because it's green, it's a bullish outside candle. So again, we're looking to have still a little bit of momentum left over. I'll do the 4-hour chart. I normally don't do that, but on the 4-hour chart, I see a very nice, and I'm actually trading this right now. I see a really nice bull flag. Okay, remember this is how we measure these flags. All right, this is a move that we expect. All right, so I'm expecting a move to 1250 around this area here. 2150. I'm sorry, not 1250. 2150 is the move that we're looking for, and it looks like as of this point, it looks like it's playing out very nicely. So you broke out of that flag. You know, again, you'll probably see a little bit of a test down here. Who knows? But ultimately, if you're doing a short-term trade, you want to trade it against this low here, 1920. You can put a stop loss maybe around $19 even. And again, what you're looking for is whatever it is that you're looking for, it's a move up to at least 2150. Can it go higher? Absolutely. Here's an example of another flag. Let's put this in auto mode, right? So here's another flag here. And then again, anytime you see these flags, the move that you want to calculate is something like this, right? Now, as you can see, it doesn't mean that it stops there. Again, that's just the minimum move that you're looking for, right? You see a lot of flags everywhere. There's flags everywhere. I love flags. Flags are awesome. Flags are great risk to reward. So as you know, I think even on the shorter term time frame, we have another flag on top of this flag, right? So if you look at this is the 1-hour chart. So we look like we have a little bit of a flag here, right? And is currently trying to get above that level. So again, a move above 2050, then even this flag is confirmed. And again, the move that you're looking for is minimum something like this, right? Which is roughly a little bit lower than this move. So I would expect a move between 2130 all the way to 2170. Can it go higher? Absolutely, but it does look like silver and gold. I think it'll be healthy for these two pairs to take a little bit of a breather. Besides that, that's about it, guys. Next time I'll do an analysis on the dollar. I'll also do an analysis on the Dow, and I'll do a little bit more of an in-depth market analysis. I'll also put that video that I told you about Greenspan. But besides that, everything looks very bullish. The market looks phenomenal, and as of now, that's about it. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.